How's it going, guys? It's Doc. These days, it feels like everybody's trying to find the next top or indicator to help us find the next top for Bitcoin. In this video, we're going to talk about the one indicator that can help us identify the tops so that we can take our profits back into Bitcoin or back into stable coins and rinse and repeat all over it again. Plus, at the end of the video, I'm going to give you guys my price prediction for Bitcoin. But before we get started, my name's Doc. Throughout the day, I'm a resident physician, and at night, I take you guys on my investing journey. We got a lot to talk about. Let's just get right into it. I respect your guys' time. This was a tweet from the almighty Benjamin Cohen, Dr. Benjamin Cohen, and this is going to be the thesis for this video. I'd say I did a little bit more research on this than maybe this tweet shows, but Ben is saying that historically, the Bitcoin market cycle top is in when or just before the 200-week SMA or simple moving average crosses the prior all-time high. Something to think about. Now, with all of these indicators, you can't take them to the bank. It's just one piece of evidence that we use. I am going to build on this thesis in just a second, but we really quick, we got to take a look at Bitcoin. And I promise I'm building my thesis out. So stay with me here. Right now, Bitcoin getting a little bit of a pullback. We've been in this wedge here. This is on the daily candle. And you can see we're testing the bottom of this wedge. So hopefully we get a little bit of a bounce. And this, honestly, this pullback, it's really just in the past few hours. A little bit more detail here on the 4-hour. You can see we wicked down below, but we're coming right back up. I suspect we're going to kind of play in between these two bounds, and we're going to either get a break up to the upside or a break to the downside, likely based on some of the economic data that we have coming out this week, and we're going to talk about that in just a sec. Okay, so here's the crypto bubbles. Everything's down quite a bit. Fartcoin down a ton. If you wanted to pick up a bag of that, might be the time. Jupe is having a great day at 10% plus when the rest of the market's down quite a bit. Marty Party here. If you don't follow him, he's definitely worth the follow. He has a lot of really good information. And what he's saying in this tweet is that exchanges, particularly Binance, they're really manipulating the market. So what they're doing is they are selling a lot of their assets using Wintergate. And when you sell a lot of the assets, this liquidates long positions. So all of these market makers are guilty. It's not just Binance. Coinbase is doing it. Bybit's doing it. So I don't want to say it's dirty. It happens in all the markets, but it is something to keep in mind. And this graph does a really good job at showing a lot of these liquidations. Don't get confused by this. It's really not that bad. So this red line is where the price is. We're right around 101. And all of this here, these are positions, longs that could be liquidated. So look, you can liquidate all of this cash here. If you just wick down to 100,000, just think if you come below 100,000, if you were to hit, I don't know, 99,000, you would probably liquidate a couple $100 million in long positions. So that's what these market makers are trying to do. They're trying to liquidate folks who are trading on leverage to steal your Bitcoin. So kind of tough to see. Okay, so let's get into the thesis because I did a lot of drawing here. And I think this is just my estimate. Obviously, none of this is financial advice. But this is my take on Benjamin Cohen's tweet. I'm obviously going to link this tweet in the video description. Okay, so you can see all the way in 2014, we topped out, give or take, around $1,100, $1,200. And we take a horizontal line. And ironically, when this horizontal line crosses the 200-week moving average, that's this yellow line. And guys, it's the 200-week moving average, not the 200-day moving average. This coincides pretty nicely with the 2017 top, which was right around, give or take, $20,000. We then draw another horizontal line, and when does the 200-week moving average cross? Now, this one's a little bit off, but it calls the top within a week or so, right around $69,000. And I know as I'm looking at this line, it's probably not super vertical. So it got pretty close to calling the top here. Okay, let's extrapolate this data then. If we take the prior high from last cycle, right around $69,000, and we take a horizontal line, that's this white line, we get out here. The question then becomes, when do we cross, when does the 200-week moving average cross this white horizontal line? Well, we're going to do a little bit of drawing here. And obviously, this is dubious, right? This is a dubious drawing because nobody knows. But I would imagine the 200-day moving average is going to continue to go up. It's probably going to take a big jump up, might take another jump because, guys, this moves in log step, okay? I think we're going to be right around August and September. Now, hear me out here. Historically, we get all-time highs Q4 of the post halving year. This lines up with that, right? We're getting close to the Q4. But let me tell you this, we also hit new all time highs in the halving year. We were ahead of cycle a couple months. So maybe that's playing out here. Maybe the cycle is ahead by just a few months. So if the 200-day moving average does cross right here, where will Bitcoin be? Right? So this kind of becomes into the prediction part of the video. I wouldn't be surprised if we chop sideways here a little bit. Okay. Bitcoin's price, it chops sideways a little bit, might come up, might come down. I do think we get in to the 130s, might have a little bit of a pullback, and I think we end the cycle 160s. Now, this is obviously a ugly drawing, right? But I'm just trying to show that there's going to be some chop in here, guys. We'll eventually get a higher wick up. I really think we top out this cycle either in the high 120s right here or in the high 160s. And don't let this rain on your parade. If that happens, Bitcoin dominance will eventually fall. And when Bitcoin dominance falls, that is when our alt bags really, really start to rally. Here's the thing, guys. Bitcoin dominance, it's in an uptrend, okay? It's in an uptrend. We're at 59%. And that's why your alts are getting killed right now. We really need to drop down to like the low 50s for your alt bags to be blowing up. Think of it like this. In March, when we had the mid-cycle top for Bitcoin dominance was like 53%. And that makes sense. All of your alts were much, much higher. So that's my take on Benjamin Cohen's tweet. I'm really curious your guys' take on it. Did I miss the mark? Am I way off? Am I being too optimistic? Let me know down in the video. Guys, we also have a free Discord. I'm going to link it below. I have absolutely nothing to sell you. But guys, there's a ton of good alpha in here. We're talking about new launches that are coming up. Here, I was mentioning we have some really, really big economic data coming up. And guys, this is going to move the market this week. On Wednesday, we have the FOMC meeting. And then on Friday, we have some inflation data. We aren't going to be getting a rate cut at this FOMC meeting. There's just no way, right? But what we may get is Powell talking about quantitative easing. And that, my friends, quantitative easing is really going to help us decide how we are going to navigate the next couple months. So stick around for that. This is me on YouTube. If you guys got any value out of this, consider giving me a like and a subscribe. Last thing, if you stayed this far into the video, guys, this project, Simple AI, they are doing some super cool stuff. I've kind of seen behind the curtains, as you could say, and these guys are going to be changing the game. It's a project on base. It hasn't released yet. Once I get more information, I'll definitely keep you guys on the loop. I really think this is going to be the next big AI play, but follow me along for more info. Like I said, if you guys got any value out of this, let me know. I read literally all of the comments. I also just want to say thanks, guys. I genuinely appreciate you guys following me along on this journey. I've had a ton of fun. If you guys made it to this far, text down below R, the letter R, and I'm going to comment to all of them. Guys, have a good Sunday night. I'll see you on the next one.